fixing to do the backup. This is a huge exercise. This is really a trust builder right here. I love this exercise. Sometimes I even do the backup first because it does, you know, it gets my horse's attention quickly. Now, if you start out and you got a horse that's moving a lot, moving around a lot, coming up and getting on you and bumping you and all that stuff, just start with the backup because that'll fix that really quick. And then we're going to show you here in another couple exercises, we'll show you another way that's really going to help you on keeping the horse out of your space. Okay, this backup, it's really great at getting the horse's attention on me. Also, it builds a lot of trust quickly because the horse has to trust me and my eyeballs that I'm not going to back him into something dangerous, okay, or that could kill him or hurt him. And so this exercise is really important. It's really important that we stay patient, that we don't get too excited or get frustrated. We've got to be patient on this. And the other great thing about this, you know, I was just talking about feel now, because on the vertical flexion in the collection, we're wanting to shift the horse's weight from the front to the back. That's the horse is not used to that. The horse is used from pulling and keeping his weight on the front. Now he's going to get that feel of the weight on his backside. Okay? All right. So to start out, I love how Gator is now. I mean, he's just as calm as he can be. He looks around, but he always comes back. Isn't that right, Gator? Okay. All right, here we go. Now I'm just going to swing the rope, lead rope from the left to the right, left to the right. All right. Once my horse backs up, I'm going to release. I'll release. Okay. All right. Now I'm not going to go with him. I'm staying here in if I had a little box here, I'm going to stay in the box. Okay. Okay. Good. Gator is doing great. When we started, we had to do something with him to back him up, and I tell you, he was really stiff. But the exercises, I'm glad we waited till the last to do this because, man, he's really loosened up now, and he's doing a great job. Okay, if your horse wasn't backing up, then I would increase my energy right here from left to right, left to right. Okay, I would increase it. And then I'll show you a couple more exercises, ways to back your horse up. Because there's some horses that are just going to freeze up and they're not going to back up. So stay focused that you have to build trust. All these exercises is not about perfection, especially on the first time. We want to get a little bit better each time, but it's about building trust. And that's what we've done today with Gator starting out. And this is the reason why he's doing so well on this backup. Okay, now once I get him out there, I'm going to ask him to come back. Okay, I'm giving him some body language. I'm asking him to come forward. If your horse doesn't come forward, he didn't at first, I'll apply a little bit of pressure underneath here, like this. And I'm doing this at the same time. Eventually, he's going to associate those two together to where you won't have to use the lead rope. You can just use your hand. Okay, now I'm going to swing him. I'm going to swing this lead rope back and forth. Now, okay. Now, when I'm swinging the lead rope, I'm not doing this, or, you know, like this, because if I do it like this, I'm going to bring him forward. All right? Well, I'm going to take him to the camera. Okay. Good job. Okay. All right, good. All right. So you want to make sure your arm's straight. And you're swinging it from left to right, okay? Okay, good, good. Okay, now let's say that Gator is stiff. I can't get him to back up. So now I'm going to go to this exercise. Also, this exercise is good for a really high-headed horse. Now, at the start, your horse, when he backs up, he's probably going to back up and he's going to kind of drag those front legs because he's still a little bit stiff and he's uncertain. And the head's going to be up. You know, don't worry about that at the start. Just keep doing the back up, and eventually his head should start coming down. That's just a lot of fear in him. He's not comfortable backing up without being able to look back there. Another thing your horse may do is turn sideways. And he's backing up, but he's going sideways. And the reason he's doing that is so he can keep an eye on you and he can see where he's going with one eye. Okay? That's just a lack of confidence and trust in you, and even trust in himself, because he can't see directly behind him if he's focused with both eyes on us. All right, now where my eyes should be focused on the horse when I'm backing him up is on the chest and on his legs. Okay, I'm not looking at his head. If I apply too much energy to the horse's eyes or to the front of his head, then it could just cause my horse to lock up. All right, so I'm focused on the chest and the legs. Now this next exercise, if your horse just continues raising his head, he won't bring it down, or if the swing in the lead rope doesn't get your horse to back up, then what you do is you step a little bit closer to your horse and you get a little bit of rope here, and then you swing it and you focus directly at the chest and the legs. And then if he doesn't move, then just pop it on the ground. And as soon as he backs up, then release. Now the reason this is good for a high-headed horse, even though Gator kind of raised his head on this one, is because I'm not swinging the rope, which is applying pressure underneath here and causing the horse to raise his head. Now that I'm thinking about it, one other thing, you don't want to do this, because all that does is pushes the head up. So I want to get down. If he tries to run off, just correct him, then start over. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm just going to bump him. Let's get his attention back here. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to continue doing this exercise because it seems like, you know, it kind of bothers him here a little bit. And so let's see if we can't do this until okay. All right, there's our reaction. There's a reaction. He is not comfortable with this rope swinging at all right at him. So we got to help him here. There we go. There we go. See, I want to release that as quick as possible. Right now, he's just said his instinct is saying, I've got to move my feet, or you've got to move your feet. You got to move. You got to move. So that's telling us that this is, there we go. Good. It's that adrenaline. It's just so much going on in his brain right now that he's got to move. Okay. Good. Good. Just stay with him. Help him out. You have to understand he's just has so much fear going on but it's going to get better. You're going to help him by relaxing. Let him calm down, and then you'll go back. There's a lot going on the outside here that's got his attention. Okay. There. Now all I'm doing here is I'm just walking out in front of him. I'm just letting him know that this door is shut and he can rest right here. Just going to let him calm down here just a second. Actually, I'm going to walk in here. I'm going to pet him. You know, there's a lot of distractions going on the outside, and which is good. You know, we need distractions, but we can't let the distractions change our focus. Good boy. Good boy. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. See what happens. Okay. Better. Okay. A little bit better. Now here, see, he's doing the sideway thing with me, like I talked about a while ago. So what we want to do here is use our disengaging tool to straighten him up. There. Okay. There we go. Okay, he's a little crooked. I'm gonna let him have that right now. He's doing really good. He's not trying to leave us. We went up there, got him calmed down, relaxed, and then we're asking him again, and he's doing really good. Really good. I don't even have to apply. Pretty much now with just my body language, I can back him up. Okay, cool. Do you see what I'm talking about on helping your horse bring his adrenaline back down? You know, one of the things that we're teaching our horse in these exercises is how to control his adrenaline. And not only are we teaching the horse that, but we're teaching ourselves. Every time I say, just be patient, don't let the distractions bother you, just bring yourself back down to a 5. Relax. Because if you can't control your emotions, you're not going to be able to control his emotions. So we're teaching him by the applying pressure and then the release of pressure. We're teaching him by the approach and retreat. When he feels like he can't control his adrenaline, then we back off. Or we rub him and we pet him, and then maybe back off. And that's going to quickly bring that adrenaline down. And let me tell you, talking about feel, when his adrenaline's high, it doesn't feel good. Think about yourself sometimes when you're stressed out over something. You know, that feeling in your belly just is not a good feeling. It's the same thing that he's going through. And if we continue doing it like I'm showing you here, then you're going to teach your horse how to bring his adrenaline down. Guys, horses, that's the reason why when they spook, they run for a quarter of a mile or so. Because they're so stressed out, because they're not supposed to bring their adrenaline down. Because if their adrenaline stays up, then they're going to keep running, and eventually they're going to be away from danger. Okay? So we're actually teaching them, hey, you can bring that adrenaline down. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. The third thing that you can do, if these two don't work, if you're asking your horse to back up and he won't back up, then I want you to just step right in here and disengage your horse. See, I've got some momentum now, and now I can go right into the backup. Okay? All right, I'm going to do that one more time. All right? If my horse is locked up, going left and right doesn't work, getting down, focused on the chest and the legs, and I also focus on the chest and the legs when I'm going left and right, but here I'm letting the rope swing toward him and I'm moving my body toward him, and if that doesn't get him to back up, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to step in here, I'm going to disengage him, and as I got momentum, I'll start backing him up. Okay? Right there, he kind of already was backing up. Because the first time when I had him going, and as the momentum comes and he disengages, then I stepped in, and without him even realizing it, sometimes horses don't even realize they do it. They back up. And then they go, oh, okay, so this is what he wants, because that's where I gave him the release of pressure. All right? Okay.